Mein Name ist Klick, ich begrüße Sie alle herzlich. Es ist sicherlich die Energie, die Diversität, einfach das Feeling, in einer Stadt zu sein wie Kapstadt, in einer Stadt wie New York oder in einer Stadt wie Berlin. And we are now, thanks for reminding me that we are on an English panel, but at least we have some German speakers with us, and welcome to our three speakers today. It is Burkhard Kieker, the CEO of visitBerlin. It's Enver Duminy, the CEO of Kapstadt Tourism. Und wir haben Glenn Hollister, the Vice President Sales Strategy and Effectiveness of United Airlines. Wir wollen uns unterhalten über we want to speak about the art of international collaboration. And what that means, we want to show you a little picture, a little video first. One Small World. One Small World is the title of the project, which has been under discussion between the partners for a couple of months already. Burkhard, what is the project aiming for?
Oh, well, we are looking for new ways of promoting our cities, and initially it was a project discussed amongst friends. And while New York and Cape Town, we are more or less soul sister cities, soulmate cities. While we were discussing, Time Out voted New York, Berlin and Cape Town best cities in the world. While thinking about this, we found out that there's one airline who is connecting our three cities. So we came together quite naturally. And the idea is to, these are world cities, all three cities, and with a special vibe, and we see that we have an international magnetism on young talents, on global nomads, and we thought let's do something about it, build a platform, build a union to attract these people who are looking for tolerance, for relaxedness, laid-back lifestyle, and that's why we are here.
And you see one empty chair, but that doesn't mean that New York is not at our table. And to show proof to that, please roll another video.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julie Coker, President and CEO of New York City Tourism and Conventions.
And I'm Nancy Mamana, Chief Marketing Officer. We so wish we could be with you in person today with our friends from Berlin and Cape Town, but we're thrilled that you were able to experience a small taste of One Small World, a project that means so much to us. This film isn't just a celebration of three iconic destinations, it's a testament to the power of international collaboration. New York City, Berlin, and Cape Town are all places where creativity, culture, and diversity thrive. Our film explores those similarities while celebrating the delightful differences that make each city unique. By embracing those nuances, we created something that feels fresh, deeply authentic, and hopefully inspires you to experience these places yourself.
For New York City Tourism and Conventions, this collaboration allowed us to move beyond traditional city-to-city partnerships. Instead of simply promoting each other or exchanging media, we set out to create content that resonates emotionally, connecting with global travelers in a way that feels personal and also unexpected. One Small World speaks to the heart of what makes a city memorable: the people, the energy, and those moments of discovery that transcends borders.
We were so excited to launch the film last fall at Mercer Labs in downtown Manhattan, where we brought our three cities together to celebrate. We had incredible food from Melba's in Harlem, made even more special by the presence of one of the film's co-hosts, Melba Wilson herself. And of course, we were honored to have a live performance by Youngsta CPT, straight from Cape Town, and a DJ set from Annie O from Berlin.
Collaboration like this is about more than marketing. It's about creating deeper understanding, forging connections, and reminding us how much we share, no matter where we call home. Projects like One Small World make the world feel a little bit smaller, but in the best way, by bringing together people through shared experiences.
Thank you all for being a part of this conversation. We hope One Small World inspires new ideas, new partnerships, and most of all, a deeper connection to the incredible people you meet and the places you encounter when you travel.
Thank you, New York. Enver, a partnership of friends. That's how it grows. Burkhard said it already. Each of the cities is a tremendous tourism magnet by itself. Why come together?
Well, that's a good question. I think what Burkhard left out was there was beer involved. Good German beer was involved in that. So I think our best ideas come from that. But I think there is an African saying that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. And in a world that has become so divided, I think tourism becomes that bridge that connects destinations, people, cultures. I mean, even what New York had said, tourism is more than just going to a destination, experiencing and leaving with memories. It's actually also about leaving a bit of yourself in a destination. And so for us, this collaboration is a game changer. We always challenge each other when we compete in those lists to be number 1, 2, and 3. But I think more importantly, the one thing that we've learned is that a route, in order for a route to be sustained, the plane must be filled in both directions. And I think that's why a partner like United understood that and is hopefully driving more and more traffic to our destinations, which of course results in economic growth for us.
Well, a perfect lead into the question, why is an airline partner with those 3 cities? What is in it for you?
Yeah, great question. So first of all, great to be on stage with everyone. What I would say as an airline, right, is when we fly a route, almost every route has times when it's really strong, times when it's weak. Maybe parts of the plane that get filled easily, parts of the plane that don't get filled as easily. And so what we really look for as an airline when we partner with, whether it's one destination or a country or a group, is a partnership that helps us support that route year-round, if possible, and to fill all parts of the plane so that the route is economically viable, right? And what really stands out about this partnership is that the message is, first of all, it is a message about people, right? If you watch the films, it's not all this like, here's the great sights in these cities and stuff. It's about the personal experiences. It's about the food and the culture, right? But the other thing that makes it stand out is that it's multiple cities in the same thing, right? It's a very different sort of message that I think helps stand out. And that is the kind of support we need from our destination partners in order to make routes work and to give us confidence to do things like put larger planes on it, increase frequency, maybe add new gateway cities.
Burkhard, you're aiming for different target audiences, not just the normal tourism. You're aiming for a new, young, fresh audiences with the messages in that cooperation. Is that right?
Absolutely. What we are looking for are these global nomads, and all 3 cities are very much different. By the way, it can be more, but right now it's limited to just 1 city per continent, so a quite exclusive club, which is planned. we are very, very different as cities, but I would say we have the same flight level to stay with United. We know that the young audience, the young people who are working, they don't care where they work, and they want to work where it's very livable, where it's vibrant, where it's liberal and tolerant. And that's why our 3 cities came together. We hope that we will enlarge our platform we are exchanging influences, we are producing films together, because we say, when you come to Cape Town, later go to Berlin and then go to New York, or however you want to do it. But you will find like-minded young people who show you around, who show you their city, and you have to do, please, the same if they visit you.
And aiming for global nomads, your country has just introduced a new visa status, which would certainly help to attract this target audience.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you look at digital nomads, specifically the younger generation, both Generation Z as well as millennials, they are the future tourists. And the thing is also, we need to look at the lifetime value of a tourist. It's not just about one visit to a destination, but multiple visits over their lifetime. And what's important for us is to, of course, make sure we have that great first impression. So the visa that we've now instituted, which is the digital nomad visa, allows us to start marketing more aggressively, because those were the barriers. I think firstly there were connectivity issues that we had, and now that's been resolved. And then we realized that there are visa issues, and now that's been resolved. So as South Africa and as Cape Town in particular, we are taking our time to identify all the barriers. But the whole intention is to attract a younger audience, a more dynamic audience. I think also if you look at the spending power of the youth today, it's far greater than us. I mean, unfortunately, I'm an older generation. I've got debt, I've got a house, I've got a car. But a younger generation rents everything. Their social economy is a lot more important to them. And therefore, travel is something that they feel is liberating, but allows them to connect not just geographically, but also in other ways. And I think that's the beauty of our cities. We have that energy, that vibe, that culture, that diversity. But we also have the technology as an amazing layer on top of that, so they can always remain connected.
You see the same in your passenger numbers, that young audiences are making more travel in your airplanes?
Yes, absolutely. We're definitely seeing a generational shift from, if we go back a few years before the pandemic, really what we call the baby boomers were the big spenders, and that is shifting now. A little bit skipping over my generation, which was perhaps a bit smaller, and into the millennials. The millennials are kind of the prime spending generation right now for leisure travel. Obviously, if you go broader, visiting friends and relatives, that's a bit broader. But if we look at the people who are taking vacations, it tends to be the millennial is the sweet spot right now. Obviously, some on either side. And what's different about millennials versus the previous generations, right? Previous generations tended to be much more focused on I want the resort experience, or I want the relaxing, low stress time off. And the millennials are much more focused on they want to experience the culture, they want to take home experiences, not pictures, right? So that they very much want to get into whatever the local scene is. They want to experience the local food. They don't want to go to the same restaurants as all the other tourists. They want to do something unique.
We're speaking about the film, and you may want to go to the website one day and have another look. It's not just this 1-minute teaser, but the 3 partners have created a 16-minute video, which is speaking to exactly what you just said. You see DJs, you see fantastic food places, you see adventures in the 3 cities, which connect them, and sometimes it doesn't matter which of the 3 cities you go to, you will find this kind of vibes in each of them, Burkhard.
Absolutely. No, and of course we know it's not only Cape Town, Berlin and New York. There are a few other cities, let's say a few other cities in the world who can offer this, and that's why we are on ITB. We have to say that the next step will be a partner city somewhere in Asia.
Well, there are a few which have this kind of vibes. We are not speculating yet, but you see it's an open invitation to join those gentlemen for a conversation later today. When you think about the Cape Town experiences, like for the younger generation, And you also have fantastic universities in all those 3 cities, so that also education can play a role in bringing people together. Staying a year in New York, staying a year in Cape Town, staying a year in Berlin, that's also one of the target audiences, isn't it?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And I think, with education, it allows us to open up other channels beyond just the traditional tourist. Even if you look at it from an English language schools perspective, we've got significant amounts of tourists and a younger generation coming to come and learn English in South Africa and in Cape Town. I think we've got about 17 English language schools now. And again, it's another opportunity for youth to connect, and they stay longer. They stay up to 3, 4, 5 months. So I think there's an opportunity. But I think just to pick up on what Burkhard had said is that we are having a cities have talent contest, where any city can start bidding and start showing us that they are worthy of joining this club. But yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. We want a city on every continent. And the most important thing that connects us as 3 cities is our stories of freedom. And I think that's critically important in a world that has become so divided. Stories of freedom and liberation still holds true. And I think for us, it's being those bridges to be able to connect that's actually more important for us, besides just visitor numbers and the economy.
United is member of another very international alliance, the Star Alliance. So do you have any tip, any hint for how to run international alliances for a startup like the cities now?
Yeah, so the airline industry is very interesting that way, right? Because most countries have laws that prevent foreign ownership of airlines. So as a U.S. airline, every flight we fly has to touch the United States, and that's true of most other airlines. So we address that because people want to go everywhere through the formation of airline alliances. And Star Alliance was actually the first global alliance. And Star Alliance is really about a promise to a traveler that when you fly across the members of Star Alliance, that you will have a consistent experience, that you will get your bags there, that there won't be hiccups, that the systems work together, right? And that's really what the core of the Star Alliance offering is. Now, within Star Alliance, there are several airlines that we have even closer relationships with. So Lufthansa Group Airlines, Air Canada, ANA, we have what are called joint ventures, where we actually have permission from our respective governments to cooperate together commercially. And those relationships are very close. That's why if you go over to Hall 25, you'll see Lufthansa Group and United Airlines and Air Canada all right next to one another, right? And I'll be actually spending all day tomorrow with my counterparts from those airlines doing commercial planning. Right, so there's a lot involved, but if you're a destination, you're trying to figure out how to get this service that you want, sometimes the answer is to work with one of the alliance partners to get the types of connections that will get travelers to your destination. It may be a tall order in some cases to get the direct flight where you want, but if you work with the right alliance, then you can still get really good connectivity.
And so how would you in Star Alliance, if you have certain rules, ground rules, obviously the cities have the same by looking into new partners. And that means when a new partner would come to you, what would he have to bring? Enver, you want to?
Well, I think the big challenge for all of us is always around marketing budgets. Becomes a big challenge, but I think, like Glenn has indicated, it's more than just about passengers, it's also about cargo. So from a Cape Town perspective, we've created a group called the Cape Town Air Access Initiative, which main aim was about attracting more flights, greater frequency, and United has actually opened that up for us to the US. I think for about 19 years we had no flights to the US, and then United came on board through the Cape Town Air Access Initiative, and the US is now #1 to Cape Town as far as volume of tourists. So it definitely shows that, but also with online shopping, we're beginning to see cargo and lift also add more to that. So the economies of scale start happening, but you need to put a solid business case through that also speaks beyond marketing as additional DMOs.
You have a similar situation in Berlin with United being a partner for the North Atlantic, Burkhard?
Absolutely, United connects us every day. since many years to the Big Apple, to New York. Thank you for doing that. Of course, we are looking for more air connections into the US and other cities. But I want to point out, when you see what we do is an alliance, but it has nothing to do with geopolitics. Regardless what's happening on the political stage, what kind of president or chancellor or whatever you have, the young people and the travelers, we want to attract are like-minded people who don't care about this. This is an international coalition of the willing to have a good life, and that's what we want to attract.
The alliances often have to do with marketing, but sometimes you can also exchange learnings and experiences. I think that's an additional partnership advantage, which I see in the city-to-city relationships also between Berlin and Cape Town.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And I think part of the exchange of knowledge and sharing is critical for DMOs. I think we're all challenged with the same issues. Politics, funding, industry, regulation, and then we almost feel alone. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous. You feel alone as a DMO. But I think by working and collaborating with other DMOs and sharing best practice, you can accelerate a lot of the learnings that someone else has gone through. But what's amazing is the diversity of knowledge. That actually creates better synergy and inventions like One Small World.
Absolutely. You know, being a CEO, everybody thinks you know everything, but you don't know nothing, and that's why we are working together and we help each other. We are on the phone, we do video calls because the challenges are very much the same in a city of a certain level, and that's how we came together and how this idea to found One Small World. With some beers, with the help of some beers and some good wine from the Cape region was developed.
So just after having created that video, where you as the founders, where do you see the next steps? What will happen next?
That's a secret.
I've tried. But certainly it will not end here, that's for sure. And so obviously the acquisition of new partners seems to be one of the ITB challenges you're facing in those days today and tomorrow.
Absolutely, we're working on that. It's not hard work. No. There are cities who really want to join us, but we can't put this on stage today.
Again, I tried, but so no news yet. But we'll wait for that. But I see also that on the political side, obviously the project has gotten some support. I saw both the Minister of Tourism at the stand in Berlin and vice versa. So there seems to be an understanding also on the political side that this is quite a good idea. Is that correct?
No, you're right. And I think as much as politics at some stages do irritate us getting on with the job, it's critically important because you need that backing in order to be able to accelerate other things that you need to do. So the thing is that tourism is still, unfortunately, around politics and geopolitics, but it isn't the key driver anymore. It's about doing good and being good while, of course, promoting your destination. So the support is always great, but I always believe politicians come and go. And I probably will be fired after this. But the thing is that as DMOs, your job is about being on message about what's good for your destination. And political parties will come every 3, 4, 5 years, and they'll change. They'll see what the predecessor did, and they'll do something completely different. And you seem to go through the cycle like a hamster on a wheel. But the thing is that DMO's job is about one core purpose: getting more people to visit, experience, change of cultures, and hopefully you create a better world and a better place for your city.
We have been ordered to be on time by our colleagues in the back, so I would like to close the session by thanking all the three of you, wishing you the best of success with the acquisition of more One Small World members. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much.